Another expenses scandal has claimed its highest profile casualty, the UK's Home Secretary Jacqui Smith. She's announced she'll step down in a cabinet reshuffle expected within days. In a day of resignations for the Prime Minister, Gordon Brown, 2 other ministers indicated that they were quitting the government, and 4 Labour MPs were barred by the party from standing again. Our political editor, Nick Robinson, reports.
Is it going to be reshuffled, Jacqui?
There is, it's coming soon, and once it does, she will be out of the cabinet. But what about the woman whose behaviour the Prime Minister dubbed totally unacceptable? And what about him, the 3rd cabinet minister to pay back some expenses?
Good morning, Chancellor.
He's not yet, though he'd love to be, and he might get that job within days.
Secretary Jacqui Smith.
Words that won't be heard in the Commons again.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Home Secretary didn't confirm that she is going, though her friends did, and her enemies were quick to respond.
I'd like to congratulate her on her decision to pre-announce the reshuffle. That will cause a lot of interest around this place.
This is why she believes it's the right thing for her family to quit.
I am really sorry for any embarrassment I have caused Jacqui.
She had claimed for the adult movie her husband had watched, and this after claiming a room she used in her sister's London house was her main home.
Are you going to resign?
Scenes like this led Jacqui Smith to tell Gordon Brown 2 months ago that she wanted to quit, and other Labour MPs are rethinking their futures. 2 junior ministers have said they want to go at the reshuffle, and the number planning to retire altogether has now passed 50. Tonight, 4 more Labour MPs have been barred from standing again by what's been dubbed the party's star chamber. David Chater claimed for a mortgage he'd already paid off. Elliot Morley did the same. Margaret Moran claimed for her 3rd home miles from her constituency, and Ian Gibson sold a flat at a reduced price to his own daughter.
Anybody free? Anybody free?
Defending his minister's expense claims is hardly the backdrop the Prime Minister wanted on the eve of his biggest electoral test before the general election.
There are people who've done a great job in government, but when I make my changes, I'll make the changes that are right for the country.
So why, I asked the Prime Minister, should people not boycott Labour now?
They vote Labour because we are sorting it out, because we are the party that is taking this country through the most difficult economic recession with what are acknowledged, I believe, to the right measures to do so. And I don't think people also would want to vote for fringe parties.
David Cameron is also struggling to persuade people of reasons to vote Conservative after his and their expense embarrassments.
Because I want us to have a fresh start in this country. That starts with more Conservative councils, giving people value for money, which we need at a time of recession. It then goes on to a European election where we want that referendum we were promised, but this should be firing the starting gun of a general election.
The polls also suggest that the Lib Dems may face a squeeze at this week's elections.
Well, on Thursday, people have the chance to perhaps just finally get something good to come out of all of this terrible mess, to do something different, to vote for hope, because there is still hope that we can rebuild the British economy, that we can fix the rotten old way of doing politics.
And underlying all of this, the knowledge widespread at Westminster that if things get bad enough, this could see the end of Gordon Brown.
Very nice to see you. Bye.
And there's much more background on the expenses scandal and the effect it's having on British politics on the BBC News website.